In today's video, we're going to go through some news around the Black and Gold, starting off with the latest roster moves because the Black and Gold have made a few of those in the last few hours. Now, we're also going to go through the Week 4 injury report from the Saints side of things and the Bills side of things. Got some injury updates on Chase Young and Cam Jordan. We're going to provide that information to you, and then I have a challenge. Can we get 500 likes on this video? The most liked video in September had 539. I know for a fact we can crush that number, but we got to get to 500 first. So help me out. Let's crush that number and hit the thumbs up icon if you bleed black and gold. You're watching Saints Now by Chat Sports. As always, I'm your host, Trizzy Trace Girouard. Got my guy, Loco Lopez, on the ones and twos, so be sure to say hi to him in the comment section. We're going to start things off first by going through the roster news on the New Orleans Saints. A couple guys signed, a couple guys waived. We're going to give you that information in 3, 2, 1. Now, Cedric Wilson has been signed to the practice squad. He was recently waived right before the Seattle Seahawks game. Brought back to the practice squad, Kevin Austin Jr. He was elevated to the game day roster, and then he was most recently waived. Maliki Mataval re-signed to the active roster after being cut last week in kind of some roster maneuvering tactics by the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, he was going to come back. Obviously, the Saints were going to look to bring him back, so no surprises there. But Hunter Decker's new chapter in that saga. We have injury updates for him. He was placed on IR for the practice squad with a shoulder injury. So I don't know exactly what that means, but he is on practice squad injured reserve. I don't know if that's any different than the regular injured reserve, just full transparency. But we have an news around Hunter Decker. So let's kind of just talk about these players really quickly. With Kevin Austin Jr., he did get some run against Seattle in Week 3, 13 snaps as a run blocker. He played a grand total of 22 total snaps, 1 target, no catches. He will likely return to the practice squad if he clears waivers. Maliki Mataval, he was brought back to the active roster, has not logged a catch yet, which is shocking. I know the numbers right there say 6 foot and 5/8. ESPN has him at 6'8". I don't understand why he isn't utilized in the red zone. I think that he should get more action, especially on those important downs, trying to extend drives, trying to finish drives, and he is a good blocking tight end. He was really, really good at that throughout college. So for what it's worth, I do think that him being back on the active roster is a good thing and a good sign for him. And I do think that he's a player who should, and personally, I would like to see more run given to this tight end. Now, coming up, we're going to give you guys the Week 4 injury report. Saints versus Bills in Buffalo. Injury updates on Chase Young, Dylan Radins, Taliese, Fuaga, Cam Jordan, and more. But really quick, got to tell you guys to hit that sub button. Quick update on our road to 100K. We're at 50,752. We just need to get 48 subscribers on this video to get to that 50,800 milestone. It's a long road to 100K, but every single video we're making progress. So help be a part of history and help us out. Hit the sub button for 100% free Saints content by Saints fans for Saints fans. 2 players did not participate this week for the Black and Gold. The first one being edge rusher Chase Young and offensive lineman Dylan Radins. Young missed with this calf injury, has not participated since Week 1. And Dylan Radins last week missed with a toe injury during the game. Torsilly Simpkins lined up as the starting left guard with Dylan Radins out. Trevor Penning was the backup. So there is information on these two. Going to get a little bit more here in a moment. Just want to kind of quickly run through the injury report just so you know it. The limited participants are Taliese, Fuaga, Trey Palmer, and Devaughn Vele. So some positive updates for these guys. Trey Palmer, Devaughn Vele, and Taliese Fuaga. None of those players played in Week 3 against the Seahawks. So seeing these guys progressing in a positive light is something nice to see, especially for a team that's been absolutely injury-ridden. Full participants for the New Orleans Saints. Cam Jordan popped up on the injury report with a groin injury. However, he was a full participant. And good news for offensive lineman Trevor Penning. He is dealing with that turf toe injury, and was it turf toe? It was turf toe, right? Yeah, it was turf toe, but it was on the other foot than he had it in his rookie season. That's what it was. But, yeah, so he had a turf toe injury. He did not participate, although being active against the Seahawks. So he is obviously progressing in a nice way. Hopefully he'll make his 2025 debut here in a few weeks. Wait, he didn't play Week 1, did he? No. He didn't play. Yeah, he got hurt in the preseason. Yeah, I totally missed that. I'm having a brain fart. Speaking of farts. You know what today's presenting sponsor is? It's Tushy. I absolutely love Tushy. And even if you have a brain fart, if you have a butt fart, if you got any farts going on, if you got a crappy situation going on in your bathroom, I'm here to tell you, you got to get started with the Tushy bidet. A-hole, balloon knot, fart box, stink wrinkle, leather Cheerio. They're only dirty words if you wipe. TMI, I know, but I'm an honest guy. I use my Tushy multiple times a day, every single day, without fail. It took me no time to set up. It was so easy. I am not a plumber. I am not an electrician. It was so simple. Even a Falcons fan can put together their Tushy bidet at home and get started in just a few minutes. You can get 10% off if you use code CHAT at hellotushy.com if you are looking to upgrade your toilet time. Stop, drop, plop, and clean up the mess with a Tushy bidet. It's the everyday luxury bidet that instantly transforms your bathroom habits and bottom health for life. Guess what? 99% of people who wash with the Tushy Wave feel cleaner and fresher after going to the bathroom. And every Tushy bidet easily attaches to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing. It's so easy to use. All you do is sit down, cleanse, and dry using the built-in air dryer. Yeah, that's right. Cleaning yourself after using the bathroom. It's now hands-free. Don't even need the TP. Every Hello Tushy bidet comes with a 30-day hassle-free return and a 12-month warranty. So remember, a-hole is only a dirty word if you wipe. For a limited time, our listeners get 10% off their first bidet order when you use code CHAT at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet order at hellotushy.com with promo code CHAT. Click the link in the comments and description of this video if you want to upgrade your time on the porcelain throne. Now, Chase Young did not participate once again. He has not participated since the week 1 injury report came out on Wednesday. He was listed as a limited participant and then was downgraded to a DNP. And here we are. Signed a 3-year, $51 million contract. We talk about this every single week. It feels like you're paying this dude $17 million this year to not play football right now. And I understand. Injuries are a problem. Injuries are finicky. Calf injuries specifically. You don't want to rush back your star talent when you're dealing with injuries because you don't want to risk further injury. And Chase Young last year played every single game, but, you know, he does have an injury history. And look, I'm old enough to remember when Chase Young laughed off his injury, said, hey, Chase Young, is this going to keep you off the field long? Is this severe? He laughed it off. Hell no, absolutely not. And look, I understand that injuries are tricky. I understand that it's something you need to monitor. I understand that it's something you need to be cautious with. I tweeted this out earlier today. What the hell, man? It just gets frustrating. I get that injuries are a tough thing to manage. I understand that they are a tough thing to deal with and work around. And I also understand that player safety is a very, very important thing to consider, especially when it's a star player. That being said, it does not change the fact that it is disappointing, it is upsetting, and quite frankly, it's really aggravating because he is making a lot of money and has not been on the field yet. Chase Young needs to get on the field. The Saints defense is better when he is available. And if he can get on the field, I can't help but think there's at least a few of those third downs, especially on 3rd and long, that would have ended the drive because Chase Young could have provided better pressure or actually gotten home. So it is a frustrating situation. It is something that is annoying, but it's something that we're having to work with. For what it's worth, if he was going to be out for 4 weeks, I think you should have just put him on the PUP list to begin with or considered injured reserve with a designation to return at the beginning of the season. Obviously, this happened after week 1 or had it going into week 1, so there is that to consider. But like, it doesn't mean it's not frustrating. It doesn't mean it's not annoying. And Chase Young's got to get on the field. I'm sorry. And I am somebody who's a big Chase Young fan, but get the hell on the field. Devaughn Vele, I can tell you right now, the New Orleans Saints definitely need this guy back on the offense as well. Look, he isn't somebody who's done a ton of production, but he is somebody who is already proving why the New Orleans Saints traded for him. 6'5", 210 pounds, lethal in the red zone, lethal in contested catches, and that one touchdown came when he was able to box out the defensive back, put himself in a position where only he could get it, took the ball right out the air, Touchdown Saints. And look, Devaughn Vele, I think, is an interesting player. I really like what he's capable of doing. And for what it's worth, I think his role will continue to expand and evolve as his time passes and increases where he's been with the New Orleans Saints. Trey Palmer, he was claimed off of waivers after roster cuts, has not yet logged a snap for the New Orleans Saints, but I hope that he can play sometime soon because for what it's worth, I wouldn't mind throwing Trey Palmer out there over Brandon Cooks every once in a while. Like, I understand Brandon Cooks has some nice experience, but like, to be totally honest, it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, look, Trey Palmer's younger. He's got a little bit more pep in his step. And I was excited about that waiver wire acquisition. I called it highway robbery because, look, it's just a waiver wire acquisition. It's not like he's going to change the roster. But for a waiver wire acquisition, understanding those are not necessarily great additions to the rosters, that is a really sneakily good one. So I want to see him get on the field sooner rather than later. I want you to get in the comment section. Share your thoughts for me, Who Dat Nation. The point spread is set at 16.5 with the Buffalo Bills being favored in Week 4. Not going to ask you who you got because we all know who's going to win this matchup. It's the Saints, obviously. Just kidding. No, for real, though, will they cover the spread? 16.5 points feels like a lot of points, but the New Orleans Saints are not a team that is good at preventing points going on the board. And the Buffalo Bills are really good at putting points on the board. So for what it's worth, I don't know if they're going to cover the spread. Maybe this is one of those, you got a one possession game kind of deals. I don't know. Why not us? Any given Sunday, right? I'm going to say they probably won't cover it, but maybe I'm being a little pessimistic. Now let's go through the Bills injury report here because there is some notable news and updates here to provide. Spencer Brown, Matt Milano, Ed Oliver all did not participate for Buffalo. Definitely some injuries to monitor as we get to Week 4. So Spencer Brown being the main one I want you guys to hone in on. He is a really, really talented offensive tackle, and for what it's worth, the Bills' rushing attack has been really, really strong thus far in the season. Whether it's James Cook or Josh Allen running the pill, you've been able to see Buffalo move the ball well on the ground. Spencer Brown, a really, really big part of that. He has the third highest run blocking grade according to Pro Football Focus among all offensive tackles. So this is definitely an injury to monitor because if he cannot play, the New Orleans Saints defense have an opportunity to really take advantage of an opponent's injury and try to use that to an advantage. That being said, you're going to have to take everything you can get for this game. However, I will say for Spencer Brown, not necessarily sure if he will miss. Talk to my guy, Tyler Smith, the host of the Bills Breakdown here at Chat Sports. He didn't quite know what to expect here. So we'll have to monitor this one. We'll give more injury updates as the week progresses. Ed Oliver, my guy Tyler Smith. Smith? We call him Smitty. I almost called him Tyler Smith. It's Smitty. Smitty told me he doesn't think that Ed Oliver will play. He has a really, really high run defense grade. According to Pro Football Focus, over 92 run defense grade is unbelievable. 92.7 to be exact. Really, really good run stopper. Really disruptive player overall. If he is not available, the New Orleans Saints and Alvin Kamara have an opportunity to run the pill a little bit better than they would. Matt Milano also did not participate as well. Defensive end, Matt Milano. He's 9 tackles, 1 sack, only played 11 games for what it's worth since 2022. Talked to Smitty. He said he doesn't think that this guy's going to play. Hasn't really been all that good, but the tale of his story the last few years has been a lot of injuries. So for Matt Milano, don't expect him to play. But again, we'll keep updates coming your way. AJ Epinesa, he is a defensive end second-round pick back in 2020 by the Buffalo Bills. He was a limited participant today, so it is worth noting his status in terms of the injury designation was a pectoral injury, so we'll have to monitor his situation. I don't know a ton about this player, to be totally honest. Not super knowledgeable about what's going on with the Bills because I'm a Saints fan and I cover the New Orleans Saints every single day. But we will have a preview coming out tomorrow on our live show, so you will get to learn a little bit more about the Bills, and so will I. So be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications and get in the comment section. Predict the score for me. I'm not asking who's going to win. I just want you guys to predict the score. And for what it's worth, I don't think that this is going to be a Saints win. Do what you want with that information. I am going to take Lopez 31-10. No, they did not cover in that situation. The Bills are so good, dude. And the Saints are not. Like, the Saints defense has been atrocious. And the offense last week, so bad putting up points. I don't know. We'll see what happens. What do you think? I want to see you sound off. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications, and y'all stay golden. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Be sure to tune into our live show tomorrow, 3 p.m. Central Time. We will see you there.